Ontario teen arrested after allegedly stealing $46 million of cryptocurrency.
Suspect, a 19-year-old from the UK, allegedly hacked into websites and cloud-based accounts, illegally stealing unreleased songs.
Weird ass that keep selling songs for $10,000 and ruining it for everybody else and letting us not put a full plan together, that's lame as fuck.
It's bad enough these stupid ass kids leak stages and set lists and leak music because no one can wait anymore, and they steal and invade privacy and sell it.
These days, leaks in rap are everywhere. So much so that when artists will play unreleased music, their fans sometimes already know the song. But did you know it's $1 million industry? In fact, the Juice WRLD leak community alone has spent over $600,000 on his music in only a couple of years. What's even crazier is the fact that the people behind your favorite artist's leaks are teenagers, who also happen to be some of the most wanted online hackers in their countries. So who have they targeted, how are they doing this, and where have they ended up? Hi, my name is Rashad Bashir, and this is the disturbing world of rap leaks. On April 15th of 2024, hackers hacked Lil Durk, Iggy Azalea, Tyga, Lucky, and many more's SoundCloud, where they collectively posted a song titled #FreeKingBob. It may seem random, but this was no accident. In support of a man named Noah Urban, who was locked up and facing some pretty serious charges. Earlier that year, January 9th, 2024, Noah Urban was arrested after he allegedly stole at least $800,000 in a massive cryptocurrency theft. He was indicted on a total of 14 counts, and the charges were pretty serious. According to the indictment, Urban, along with his other conspirators, had unlawfully obtained victims' personal identifying information and used it to fraudulently access their virtual currency addresses using a SIM swap.
Urban's charges include 8 counts of wire fraud, 1 count for conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and 5 counts of aggravated identity theft.
Flagler County man accused of stealing at least $800,000 from 5 people in a cryptocurrency scheme is expected in federal court this afternoon.
AKA, he stole a ton of crypto. But Noah Urban wasn't your average criminal. To the legal system, maybe. But on the internet, he was the notorious King Bob, a 17-year-old rap leaker.
So 19-year-old Noah Urban is also known as King Bob, which is a reference to the Minion movies. And according to multiple reports, King Bob is also a notorious music leaker,
who was able to build up a collection of over 2,000 rap leaks from some of the largest artists in the world, such as Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD, Ariana Grande, and more. But despite his leak collection being very impressive, King Bob was not very well liked. In fact, he was downright hated by the leak community, who referred to him as the most annoying and obnoxious leaker on the internet. Why so? Well, Bob was extremely cocky and was just not a great person. For example, he would flex leaks that fans would never get, writing, "Nothing any of you kids say is going to change the fact that I'm rich and I have most of your grails." And like he just did, brag about how rich he was. You guys don't realize 8K is nothing to me. Peep how he spelled, guys. Y'all think I give a f about 10K? And the amount of music he had was truly impressive. I got the most music in the comm. I got thousands of grails. He'd act this way on Discord, where he'd quickly become a celebrity on leaked forums such as leak.cx, one of the most active forums for trading, buying, and selling unreleased music from popular artists. The more grails a user shares, the more their status and access on the forum grows, and King Bob's was one of the highest. But besides constantly flexing on fans and on social media, such as this picture of him wearing an iced out Rolex, or that one time when he live streamed himself losing $300,000 on YouTube and didn't even flinch, King Bob was also extremely pretentious. You see, although known as a rap leaker, King Bob claims he himself never actually sold any leaks and would refer to himself as a collector.
I'm not a leaker. I'm not a leaker. Let's be clear.
So you're just an unreleased holder?
Yes. That's a term for a collector.
Making it very clear, he was not selling songs to fans, literally saying, "I already said I'm not selling stuff to you guys." And when he would, on the very rare occasion, privately sell songs, he would either fake that he was going to sell them and post a short snippet with a Minions tag over it, or sell it privately for outrageous amounts, such as upwards of 30K, or just declare that it wasn't going to because, to him, the song loses its quality if other people can hear it.
That's because these songs at the top are kind of like guarded by the people who have them, because at the end of the day, the people who are really deep into this and really have those rare grails, they don't really want the songs to leak, because when a song leaks that's super rare, that kind of devalues their own archive and their own collection, of course.
But you're probably wondering how King Bob got these leaks. Well, he would take part in something called SIM swaps.
According to his indictment, Urban and others engaged in something the FBI has referred to as SIM swapping.
Here's how they work. The hacker first gathers as much personal information they can on you through social media or by purchasing it through illicit methods. They then call your mobile carrier, pretending to be you, and tell them you lost your phone and need a new SIM card. After that, they can use two-factor authentication to log into anything they need, in this case, your email or iCloud, and get whatever files they like. Rap leakers are after music. However, sometimes they don't even need to do this. King Bob was allegedly paying employees who work at phone stores to log into customers' accounts and switch service from their SIM card to another phone. All he needed was the rapper's or close associate's phone number. After that, bribing a customer service rep was easy.
Bottom line is that if I can convince the customer service rep on the phone that I am you, they'll switch the phone number over to my phone. Or maybe I pay an insider to make the switch for me. The weakest link in this whole chain is the customer service rep, and since they're usually not highly trained nor well paid, they're an easy target.
Someone this happened to was Lil Uzi Vert, whose best friend Rock was SIM swapped in 2022, which led to a bunch of Lil Uzi songs leaking that were on Rock's phone. He immediately took to his story, writing, "Don't call or text none of my phones. Dudes hacked my phone, iCloud, and Instagram on some SIM swap shit." But it was too late. Hackers had already gotten their hands on the music. But you see, King Bob didn't just fall into this stuff. He was only when he was caught. And something very interesting to me was that his past was very dark, but also eerily relatable for many young Americans. Because before he became a criminal, King Bob was just a kid playing Minecraft. Back then, he was active in the Minecraft hardcore faction scene, known for being competitive and filled with trash talking, just generally toxic. Many players would do extreme things, such as reveal personal information and launch cyber attacks on opponents, going as far as calling the police on opponents, aka swatting. And this is where King Bob would first begin to quote-unquote hang out with the wrong people. But this was just the start. You see, just like real life, flex culture in Minecraft is prevalent. It's just different. In game, users flex usernames called OGs that increase your status in the game. Unfortunately, many use this to make up for their lack of validation in real life and spend a ton of money to get them. King Bob was one of those people, except he didn't have money. So he asked his friends how they got their usernames, and that's how they introduced him to SIM swapping. Now, Noah, or King Bob, was able to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's exactly what he would do. But he wouldn't stop there. He'd get even deeper into the community. As King Bob got deeper into this life, he joined a group named Octopus, a notorious hacking group that played a significant role in multiple data breaches, as well as taking part in numerous other hacks, including a phishing campaign targeting 130 plus organizations, compromising users' credentials and two-factor authentication codes. This same group was linked to other breaches at organizations like LastPass, DoorDash, and even more. And this is where King Bob, really got his money. But not all of it. You see, despite denying ever selling a single song, King Bob had sold a handful of his leaks under different names. As seen from his indictment, King Bob went by other online names as well, such as Sosa, Elijah, Anthony Ramirez, and Gus Frings.
Now, according to his indictment, Noah Urban didn't just go by King Bob. It also says that he went by Sosa, Elijah, Anthony Ramirez, and Gustavo Fring, which any of you at home, if you watch the show Breaking Bad.
When he would sell them, he would only sell them to people he deemed as very rich themselves and through private buys, so that the songs would not get in the hands of the public. In an interview, he knew he could get away with this and said,
"If you have like a rich person who just also wants a song, and you're the only one with the supply, you can make the prices. You can like literally control them."
And he did it multiple times. For example, in 2023, King Bob agreed to sell 3 unreleased Playboi Carti girls to a rich fan named Hells. One of the tracks, Money and Drugs, rumored to have sold for a whopping $30,000, along with 2 others that sold for who knows how much. However, once again, King Bob was not being honest. He would quietly sell his music. It just wasn't directly through himself. Bob would use a middleman named Waterfalls, who's known for selling leaks from the largest artists, Kanye West, Playboi Carti, and Lil Uzi Vert. And looking back, many of those songs must have been from King Bob himself. Although denying the claims, we know it's true.
Waterfall sells the songs. Let's be clear on that.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Wink, wink.
I don't know who Waterfalls is, but if I did know him, he would be the one selling the songs. Just theoretically.
Okay.
In total, King Bob made over a couple $100,000 off of selling leaks, at least. It just wasn't where the real money was coming from. But of course, all good things do come to an end, or good for Urban at least, because someone ended up snitching on him. However, he was tipped off and panicked. According to authorities, when the search warrant was issued at Urban's residence, he was in the process of downloading programs to delete his computer files. They likely were deleted, but if they weren't, they're now in the hands of the feds. So there goes hundreds of thousands of dollars of music that we as fans are not entitled to, but it's still a bummer. Of course, he was arrested and taken to jail.
Arrested on a fugitive warrant in Volusia County, and he's now facing a number of charges relating to a cryptocurrency scheme.
Afterwards, Urban would plead not guilty to all 14 charges, and it wasn't pretty. Currently, he's facing up to 20 years in federal prison for not all, but each convicted wire fraud charge, plus a minimum mandatory penalty of 2 years for the aggravated identity theft charges. What's worse, he will be in a cell until the day he's sentenced. During a detention hearing in January, a federal judge ordered Noah Urban, or King Bob, to remain in custody. The judge stated a number of reasons. For one, he was a huge flight risk as he had no fixed address, declined to answer questions about his financial situation. Of course, the judge knew he was self-supporting due to him posting pictures of his iced out Rolex on Twitter. And finally, the judge also explained that King Bob will have to serve a very long sentence if sentenced, and that there was a lot of evidence against him. For example, on November 2nd, 2022, King Bob transferred almost $300,000 worth of Ethereum over to his own crypto account. On February 16th of 2023, another almost $400,000 from one of 5 victims was transferred. Now combine that with another 5 counts of aggravated identity theft. Yeah, yikes. And it gets even worse. Rumors began to form that Bob was forced to use a government-funded lawyer to fight his case due to his family disowning him. These rumors got so big that his own father even took to the internet to explain what was really going on, writing, "I hate everything about his actions, the choice of language, etc. But I promise you there's nothing that my son could ever do that I would disown him." Seems like he has a tough road ahead of him, and hopefully he will understand the value of freedom is more important than any material object or perceived notoriety. But as he went on, King Bob's story just got more and more depressing. His father said, "He lived on his own and I saw him occasionally, but I was unaware of anything negative until I got a call from the FBI that they were about to raid his house. I was unaware of any of the music stuff until I got a collect call from the prison and Googled the aliases. As far as the federal public defender, simply a matter of money. Just to put an attorney on retainer was $125,000. At least that was the lowest I talked with, and I couldn't afford that. My son is off the charts brilliant, but still a 19-year-old kid." So things aren't looking too good for King Bob, but his future is still uncertain. In September of 2019, Adrian Kwiatkowski was arrested and taken into custody. They charged him with over 20 charges, including copyright infringement and possessing criminal property. At the time, he was just a teen who loved music. So how did he get here? Well, Adrian was not your average teenager. While most kids his age were out being normal, he was trying his hardest to hack the most popular musicians on the planet, and was quite successful. For example, he had sold a Frank Ocean song for $1,000, hacked Frank's Tumblr page, the Dropbox account of Lil Uzi Vert, Post Malone, and even Kanye West, selling those songs for God knows how much. Unfortunately for him, this wouldn't last long, as the management of several musicians began to catch wind of this and reported him to the US authorities. What was his mistake? Well, Spur Dark hadn't just stuck to rappers. He was leaking mainstream artists' music, like Ed Sheeran. Leaking rappers' music is fine, not really, but many of your favorite rappers record an average of 5 to 10 songs a day. Pop stars take longer, and their singles sell much more. So the damages of an Ed Sheeran song versus a Lil Uzi throwaway are multitudes higher. Due to this, several artist managements would resort to reporting Spur Dark to the authorities, who then linked the email address used to set up Spur Dark's cryptocurrency account to Adrian, which helped them identify the IP address of the device used to hack one of the accounts as his home address. Then, they referred it to City of London police, who promptly arrested him.
Suspect, a 19-year-old from the UK, allegedly hacked into websites and cloud-based accounts, illegally stealing unreleased songs and selling the stolen music in exchange for cryptocurrency.
When he was arrested, they seized 1,263 songs by 89 artists and a document summarizing the deployed method for stealing them. Nice one, buddy. And they found some Bitcoin. After an almost 3-year-long trial, he was imprisoned for hacking the rappers. The judge sentenced him to 18 months in prison on multiple counts of copyright infringement and 3 charges of gaining unauthorized access to a computer and more. Afterwards, he was told that if he didn't make a payment of 101,000 euros to make up for what he stole, he would be forced to serve another 18 months in prison. According to authorities, Spur Dark had seriously harmed multiple artists' careers. Not only did he cause several artists and their production companies significant financial harm, he deprived them of the ability to release their own work. This was true. Artists like Lil Uzi have said, "Every time something leaks, you know everything takes longer, so have fun." And even pop stars like Ariana Grande also spoke out against leaks. "This is so disheartening," said Ariana Grande after one of her songs leaked. "Funnily enough, by King Bob, I was going to come back and use this hook eventually. I don't know how people are still doing this, but please stop. Lil Uzi especially doesn't like hackers, who have plagued his entire career, but not as much as Trippie Redd, who's this next hacker's victim. Next up is Propgers22, who's leaked everyone from Playboi Carti to Lil Peep. What's most interesting about him is that he's had multiple run-ins with rappers. The most famous when he was on FaceTime with Trippie Redd. Trippie was very confused and mad that Propgers got his number, but
I don't know how you got this number, but listen, you won't have it again, I promise you.
Propgers just laughed and taunted him.
You sure? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Friends, no artists, no.
While Trippie continued to hurl insults.
Come on, bro.
But this wasn't for no reason. Pretty much every full-length Trippie Redd album has leaked.
This has been a big thing. Like, they have been hacking and leaking like crazy. Like, at least my last 2-3 albums, I don't know how they do it.
And Propgers definitely had a hand in this, as it's been happening for years.
Don't look up me feeding my mom and my nephews that don't have a dad. Hint is tatted on my face. Don't do that, bro. I got people I gotta feed, bro. Don't give away my music, bro.
In fact, on Trippie's most recent album, they asked him for an absurd sum of money.
I was held for ransom on my project. They wanted me to pay them $1 million because they had all my records, every single last one, all the features. Some hackers.
So he was forced to drop it.
Kind of was like, if I don't drop it now, then it's gonna be out there and they're gonna hear it regardless, and they're gonna hear the bad mix regardless. So.
But back to Propgers22, who got his leaks from hacking emails. According to Propgers, he always thought it was cool and funny when celebrities got hacked. So later, when a few of his friends showed him the ropes of how to get into regular emails and social media accounts, he went straight to hacking rappers. When he was young, he got into leak culture after ironically hearing a Trippie Redd leak. He then asked the leaker where he got them from and was shown the Rap Leaks forum. From there, he would check the forums daily, where he realized there was money being made. A lot. I found out people were buying and selling music. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Since then, he's leaked a ton of artist music and has gotten quite a few threats, which he was asked about in an interview with Vice. He replied, "It's whatever to me. I'm still young and only 17. I don't know, I don't really take anything seriously right now. That's just me though. I have gotten in legal trouble before for computer related actions, so I don't recommend people getting involved because eventually you'll get caught. I've seen a lot of my online friends go to jail." However, despite saying he wouldn't do it any longer, Propgers continued to leak songs. The final leaker on this list is also a teenager, who went by the name Lucky, and his charges are pretty serious. In mid-2020, a Canadian teen was arrested for the theft of over $5,000 and possession of property or proceeds of property obtained by crime. So I guess you could say he was unlucky. I know, I'm really funny. But what made this interesting was Lucky was actually a hacker in the Juice WRLD community known for leaking. Unfortunately for him, rap leaks ended up being the least of his worries.
Ontario teen arrested after allegedly stealing $46 million in cryptocurrency. Basically just what I said, from one person in the US, and people are pointing fingers at a specific Juice WRLD community member and leaker and just Juice WRLD rare unreleased holder that goes by the name of Lucky. And
after the dollar amount came out, most fans were shocked.
It's crazy because with $46 million, now we know how all of these Juice WRLD leaks are getting purchased, because before, I don't know how many times we've said it on stream or in videos, like, where are all these Juice WRLD fans getting this money? Because I'm sure, or I'm certain that a lot of these fans are like, you know, still in high school. Y'all may have a job.
Lucky's victims had also been SIM swapped. The result, about 46 million Canadian dollars, or about 30 million USD, was stolen in cryptocurrency from the victim. Lucky wasn't just some rap leaker. He was one of the most wanted hackers in the world. At the time, it was the largest cryptocurrency theft reported for just one person in Canada, and it was by a teenager, which meant he had teenage interests, aka rap music. That also happened to be his downfall. Through the investigation, authorities found that some of the stolen cryptocurrency was used to purchase an online username that was considered to be rare in the gaming community. This transaction led investigators to uncover the account holder of the rare username, Lucky. His future is still uncertain, but Lucky was known in the Juice WRLD community. Who's had the hardest time with leaks? Juice WRLD fans are known for paying the highest prices for his music. For instance, in 2021, it was reported that over $600K was spent on Juice WRLD leaks, and it's affected him so bad that his album was even cancelled.
Stop leaking music, yo. You weird ass.
Stop doing that.
You weird ass keep selling songs for $10,000 and ruining it for everybody else and letting us not put a full plan together. That's lame as. before you leak it, come to me. I'll give you the $10,000, okay? Because you ruined plans for everybody else. But
Even Juice WRLD ironically said he was taking precautions to stop the leaks.
You know, it's unfortunate that shit happens, but it happens, and you just gotta prevent it from happening, even if that means carrying a hard drive.
As a listener or a fan of many of these artists, should you like leaks? Should you support them? I'll leave that up to you. But I definitely wouldn't want to be on the other side of this, facing the charges that some of these guys are. Bye.